Hello, ladies, and we are getting started today with creating an active lifestyle. So, this is basically going to be wrapping around before we get into nutrition, just our mindset that we should be having on getting our active lifestyle. So, whether you were working out before or you're new to working out, it's really just setting yourself up for success. A lot of us think, okay, we have to do everything at once, and that's just not the way to go. It's not the way I like to teach you girls, because I want you to literally have the lifestyle, have the ability, have the knowledge, everything that you need in your pocket to make sure you truly see success. So before we dive into our nutrition this week, I wanted to jump on here, go through this PDF with you. This way you have a little bit better understanding and feel comfortable with the journey that we're about to go on. Let's see. Make myself a little smaller. That made me bigger. There we go. Move me over here. All right, so the all or nothing approach. This is what everyone does. Let's say around New Year's, right? New Year's comes around and we're like, I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to lose this weight. I'm going to be super healthy. And we want to do everything at once, right? We're going to cut out our favorite foods. We're going to cut out the sugars, the carbs. We're going to work out 6 days a week. And we literally set ourselves up for success. It's not sustainable, and it's not going to give you the results that you truly want. You're going to be burned out, you're going to be overworked, and you're going to literally run yourself into the ground to where you're just like, this healthy lifestyle, whatever the heck Veronica's talking about, I tried it plenty of times, it just doesn't work for me. That's because we have this thought in our head, especially the diet, the fad diet mentality, where we need here and now. We want the results next week. We want the results, 2 days later, where it takes time. We are a human body and it takes time. So truly setting ourselves up and not having this all or nothing mindset is going to be key for our longevity, to add years to our life, to add years to our family's life, to make these healthier decisions down the line that we know and we're knowledgeable in all different areas of our own health as well as like others. It truly is not an all or nothing mindset. And when we do the all or nothing mindset, that's when we cut out our favorite things and we become sad and hungry and hangry and depressed, and nobody likes that, right? So we are not doing all or nothing, and that's what I'm going to teach you girls. Like I said, cutting out all of our food. This happens when you see these fad diets, right? And they're like, okay, so cut out your sweets, no more sugar, no more carbs, no more fats. There's so many different diets out there, but there's literally statistics that show all these fad diets, not one of them can give you like results for years and years and years. Yes, you jump on a fad diet, you see some results, and then guess what? It's not sustainable, and that's not what I want. We need to have a balanced diet with all of our carbs, fats, and proteins. Cutting out everything as well. If you enjoy, let's say your coffee, you love your coffee in the morning, maybe you can cut back on some of the sweetener or the creamer, whatever. But if you really enjoy your coffee in the morning and that's your thing that gets you going, that's the thing that, I'm just excited. I love the smell of my coffee in the morning. Keep doing it. That's why we can't cut things out, because if we just simply cut out our coffee, guess what? We're going to be miserable. We're going to be upset. We're not going to be in a good mood, and we're not going to get the results that we want and be at our 110%. So do not cut everything out. There's plenty of ways to make your favorite food items, your favorite dishes healthy. So just keep that in mind. This is a learning process. Okay, maybe, you're not going to be eating the whole bag of Oreos, but guess what? You can fit in a few Oreos into your diet. So whether you are counting macros or not, we do not need to count macros to see success. However, it does give you the knowledge on what your body needs, how much you need, and really educates you on the amount that you should be eating each day. So remember, it is always going to be about, with me, having a diet. I don't want you to say, oh, well, I'm on a diet. On a diet doesn't really work for me. We have a diet. We know what we eat, we know what we don't eat, and we are perfectly fine with that. Even through this process, maybe you do cut out white bread, let's say, and we cut something out, and you feel better. The bloating goes down. You don't feel sluggish. You feel like you have more energy. There's all different things that you'll be learning, not just with me, but years past with me, because you have the knowledge to say, okay, reevaluate. I had that tomato sauce, and after that I felt super bloated. So just having that knowledge and slowly putting it into your everyday life is what's going to have you years of success where you're not feeling like you're on a diet necessarily, where we just have a diet, we know what we eat, we know how to make it long term. We need our fats, carbs, and proteins. Like I just said, carbs are not the enemy. There's a lot of fat diets out there right now that tell you, oh, cut out the carbs or eat this instead. Yes, there's always going to be healthier options, right? But that doesn't mean we need to cut it out altogether. We need the calories, especially if you want to see results in your body. Most of the women I work with, as soon as I start talking to them, we find out that they're under eating. That is the main culprit here. So they might be working their butts off, running, cardio, X, Y, and Z. However, they are not seeing results because they are not eating enough and their body's literally starving. So make sure we are eating. Make sure we're eating the right amount. And at first it might seem like a lot, but we're slowly going to be adding more and more to our diet, adding more flexibility, more balance, and in the end you are going to feel so much better and be like, wow, I never ate so much in my life. 1. 2, I feel amazing. And 3, I have all the flexibility and I do not need to cut out anything that I want, okay? There is going to be some days, you're going to be going hard. It's going to be an amazing week. You ate everything that you're supposed to eat. You feel great. And there might be another week where you only got 3 workouts in that week and you had 2 extra martinis at the bar. It happens, and that's why creating this balanced life is key. Now, when we are starting, let's say you can handle eating breakfast. However, lunch always slips away from you. You're like, I just end up going to get Wawa hoagies. I just end up going to get, the quickest thing, or I just eat a granola bar because I just don't have time for it, or you forget about it. That's what you need to start prepping first. You need to maybe just start with one meal. Tell yourself, okay, I'm going to eat breakfast today, so make sure you eat breakfast every day. Or, okay, I'm going to make sure I pack my lunch this week for work so I have it and I'm eating and I'm fueling my body the way I'm supposed to be fueling it. Also, plan your snacks. Let's say you're coming home from work and you're always just like, oh my goodness, every time I come home from work, I'm so hungry, I just have to stop through the McDonald's drive-thru. Know that happens, and pack yourself some snacks. Have some nuts or healthier options of maybe some type of vegetable chips, something like that. Granola packed inside your car, or have it with you so you can make the healthier choice on your way home. When we get into tracking, like I said, we don't need to track to necessarily see results. Tracking is a tool, and that's why I put it on here. I would go through a phase where I don't track. Right now I'm prepping, so I am tracking. However, it is a tool, and it's not for a lifetime. You don't want to be addicted to the tracker. It does become addictive. However, it is a tool that I like to use so you girls can see, okay, I'm severely under eating, I don't feel good, and there's days that you do hit your calories, hit your carbs, fats, and proteins, your macros, you might feel so much better and be like, oh my goodness, this really is working. I know that my body runs better on high fats and proteins. You might run better on high carbs and fats. So that's where learning this knowledge, learning your body, is going to really help you for a lifetime of results. Is that your last one? Okay. Get a sip of water. Okay. Hashtag no days off. The all nothing mindset around our fitness routine. Like I said, we're trying to create a healthy lifestyle. If you cannot do 6-7 days a week of working out, trust me, I do not want to be doing that either. You do not need to be head over heels, working out, running yourself into the ground, feeling sluggish, feeling tired. That is not what this is about. This is about finding that balance that works for you. If you're a busy mom, if you work super early in the morning, maybe you need to have an afternoon workout. It's finding the time that truly works for you and finding the workout that works for you as well. So hashtag no days off is not happening. Like I said, what is the best workout for you? There's so many. We have HIIT workouts. There's LIST workouts. HIIT is going to be our high intensity. We have low intensity steady state, which is like a low intensity cardio. How many days should you be doing cardio? These are all questions that you might have, and these are all questions that I hopefully will be able to answer through our time together. Everyone's body works differently, as well as even with the cardio, I want us to be doing as minimal cardio as possible. Obviously, our goal is to transform our body, right? We want a body composition change, not necessarily losing weight or pounds on the scale. It's more about changing our body, feeling leaner, looking, stronger, things like that. where the number on the scale is going to be changing as you change. It might maybe go up, but you might feel a little bit smaller. It might go up and your pants might be a little bit looser. Or it could be going down and you could be shrinking as well, which that's what, over the years, we step on the scale, it tells us a number. That's what we feel like we are, where that is not the case. You do not reflect the number on the scale at all. You do not, that number on the scale doesn't tell you what your body's doing. That's why we throw it out the window. So I'm going to say what I recommend is going to be about 3 days a week on a minimum, 5 days a week max. Your body likes the rest. I have girls that can, testify for this because they want to go so hard, and then guess what? They crash, and then they feel bad because they're like, oh, I didn't work out in 2 days, and I'm like, your body needs it. Like, you are going too much. You have to slow down. Take in the reins. Let your body recover, especially when we're building muscle. We're making small tears into our muscles, and then our body, holds onto water. It needs to recover so it can rebuild those muscles and give us the energy and see that growth that we want. Finding a cardio that works best for you, whether that is walking, running, maybe it's a HIIT, maybe it's a Tabata, maybe it's some type of Zumba dance that you find online. It really depends on what you like and what you enjoy doing. Because if this is going to be a lifestyle thing, maybe you do 2 days of weightlifting and then 1 day of some type of cardio that you really enjoy. And then after that, you can always do 2 days of low intensity, which is going to be like an afternoon walk. Maybe it's a morning walk with your dog, or you just, going up or down your steps 6 times, cleaning your house. These are all forms of cardio, and once you start fueling your body right and not overeating or undereating, you're going to see results just from your everyday lifestyle activity. Like it says down here, choose an activity that you enjoy. You may not love it just yet. However, it's going to show you results when you have that consistency in your life. Alrighty. Why are we going to weight training? Why do I want you to continually, put up a little bit more weight, give yourself a few more reps? That is progression overload, and that's what's going to give us, results in the end. It's going to build lean muscle. So with weight training, you have to think, if we're not using our muscles, like if you don't use it, you lose it. Same idea here. Our muscle mass, our bone density, these are all things that as we get older, they will start to decrease. So if you want to be 50, 60, 70 years old, having issues picking up your grandkids, having issues lifting the groceries, all these things, we don't want that. That's why we are going to be helping our bones and our bodies. It decreases our risk of osteoporosis, which is our bone density that basically, we don't want our bone density to be going down, right? We want to make sure our bones are nice and strong, drink our milk, have our calcium, let's say. However, in doing so and working out your body and giving your body movement and pushing your body as well as letting your body recover, you are going to be able to decrease so many health issues that are evolving in the world. If we don't know by now, obesity in the U.S. is a problem, right? And these fad diets, there's hundreds of them. The fitness industry, billion-dollar industry, they want you to keep buying these healthy products. We'll get into that later. Because, they're kind of keeping you right where you want them. They want you to keep buying the products. They want you to be unhealthy so you can pay the medical bills, all these little things. But we're not doing that here. We are taking care of ourselves right here, right now. So if you see up here in our little bubble, it says on average, women who strength train 2 to 3 times a week will, for 2 months, will gain nearly 2 pounds of muscle but lose 3 pounds of fat. Okay, so like I was saying the other day, muscle and fat do weigh the same, however, they take up more. So in this sense, a pound is a pound, right? So we have to think of it like that. However, a pound of muscle is this big. A pound of fat is this big. That's what I mean by they do weigh the same. However, what they're taking up in your body, my bicep is right here. That's my muscle. However, if I had fat going on, my arm would be a lot bigger. It would look a lot bigger, even though, I have a big muscle too. High intensity. That's what we actually did this past week with the HIIT workout. That is where we're going to do short intervals of really spiking up our heart rate, getting our heart rate pumping, and then slowly bringing it back down, getting it up, getting it pumping, and slowly bringing it back down. I believe in the next slide I tell you how to figure out your maximum heart rate, and that's what I want you to do when you're doing any type of cardio, because that's where you're really going to see results. Yes, maximum heart rate. So in order to do our maximum heart rate, we take our 220 minus our age, so mine would be 30, and I think that's around like 190, right? So when you want to figure out the maximum heart rate, you're going to times it by 0.65 or 0.7. That's the area that you want to be in, from 60 to 70% of that 190 of, I think some of us are, let's say, 25. We take the 220 minus 25, and we're going to end up with 195, and then you multiply that. So when we are going hard, like in our HIIT workouts, that's where we want to be, in that 90 percentile, the 80 to 90. Moderate and then light. Like I said, the 60 to 70% where we're really going to be burning the most energy, they say, is kind of like a short burst of walks. Like you kind of have to like keep up the pace a little bit. It's not a run, it's not a slow walk, but it is like a quick little jog. And that's where you're really going to be maximizing your results, especially when you're doing cardio. So I would recommend like 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops, like for like a nice little walk, brisk walk around the park, or around the block, around the park. You get what I'm saying? And you're going to see better results that way than thinking you need to be sitting on the treadmill doing hour-long cardio sessions. If you are seeing results doing hour-long cardio sessions, one, you're going to have to keep on doing those cardio sessions. Two, eventually your body's going to metabolize. Your body's going to, jump on board and say, okay, well, I have to make sure that I'm functioning enough to do 1 hour cardio. And then you're going to have to bump it up even more. Who wants to do an hour and a half to 2 hours of cardio? Not us, not me, not you, so we're not doing it. All right. Last but not least, the all or nothing mindset is just not for us. We need that balance. You need to schedule your workouts in the beginning of the week, send them to me so I can keep you accountable. Also, recovery, whether that is maybe doing some type of yoga on your days off, stretching, getting good sleep. I'm telling you, sleep is going to be your best friend. Obviously, do not sleep all day. If you're finding yourself sleeping all day, hit me up. We might need to talk about some type of depression we might be going through. So, however, make sure that you have a good way to go to sleep. Maybe you struggle going to sleep. Try some magnesium. Try maybe some lavender oil on your feet. Maybe take a nice bath. Get yourself ready for bed. Calm down. Put the phone on the side. Do not look at it maybe like 30 minutes before. Truly set yourself up for success. So just the next morning, you feel better. You wake up, you're good and ready to go. And then you can really have your workout routine regimen in the bag. You get up, you go. Maybe you work out in the morning. Maybe it's evening. But sleep is a must. Do not overtrain too much too soon. That's an all or nothing mindset. Okay, I just started working out with Veronica. I'm going to do 5 days a week. And then when I'm not working with her, I'm going to run 2 miles a day. Take it back a little bit. Take a breather. And let's make sure we are really seeing results. Strength training. So if you have light weights, probably by midway through or a little bit further, you're probably going to want to up your weights a little bit. So if you have resistant bands as well, that can be utilized to add more weights to you. Flexibility is important because it helps repair our muscles. Like I said, we want to stretch, feel good about ourselves, as well as hitting our goals week after week is what's going to lead to our results, but it is going to lead to our success. Commitment to the consistency is what's going to help you, keep that active lifestyle and stay focused. Like I said, some weeks you might be on your game. Other weeks you might fall off. That's why I'm here to help you get back on the wagon, as well as for you to understand that it happens and it's life. If you are going and you give me 4 out of the 7 days really great, and then maybe you fall off here and there, or maybe you slip up and have something you should have been eating, or something that makes you feel guilty, we need to really dive into that and make sure we're not having these feelings. We don't want one bad day to turn into a week, to turn into weeks, to turn into a month, to turn into a lifestyle. And that's why this all or nothing mindset is we're taking years, 20, 30, however old you are, years of a bad habit of this unhealthy lifestyle and recreating it into something truly for years to come for you to give to your family. It's only going to help you down the line truly see results and truly, have this life that you want and create an active, healthy lifestyle. Hope that helped you girls.